All right, so here's the story. When I was in high school, back in the 70s, hence all the 70s music, these bikes were brand new, and I was working in a motorcycle shop at the time. It's probably outside of my Air Force career, I think I enjoyed that job the most of anything I've had, because it was great. It was a lot of gratification. You'd tear an engine all apart, put it back together, and ride it that same afternoon, and it was very gratifying, a lot of fun. But these motorcycles at the time cost all of about $1,100. It might as well have been $11 million for a kid in high school. It was completely untouchable. So fast forward almost 40 years. Ellen and I are sitting over here having breakfast one Saturday morning about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And there's an ad in the paper for this Honda CB350 4-cylinder. I can't believe this. The guy's price was too high, but I went over and I looked at it anyway. And he said it was all original, and I'm thinking, oh, this bike is restored. So if it's for that price, a restored bike would be about right. Well, I went and looked at it. It had some issues. There were some things wrong with it. But the big thing was that all of the pieces were there. He had kept it pretty much original. There wasn't any customization done to it. It just needed some cleaning and fixing up. There were dents in the tank, and the paint was faded, and the chrome was bad, and all that. But the pieces
kind of like you.
Kind of like
kind of like us.
So I went and I looked at it, and and when I saw how much it was going to take to get it to the condition I wanted it in, I said, I'd really like this, but if I made you an offer, I'd insult you. So, thanks anyway, appreciate your time. And I came home. About a week later, I'm sitting in my office in here, and I'm thinking, I ought to call that guy back and make him a low ball offer and just see what happens. As that thought is going through my mind, the phone rings. It's the seller. And he says, hey, I was just getting ready to advertise this bike again for X. Would you be interested? I said, funny you should say that, because the price that he had just mentioned was about $200 more than what I was going to offer him. So I said, I was just thinking about calling you back and offering why. And he goes, okay, I'll take it. I should have shot lower. But he was happy, I was happy. I went and I picked it up. That was the end of May last year. Brought it home here. I rode it down the street, back and forth on the street once, and pulled it into the garage and proceeded to tear it apart. And
so it was running when you bought it.
In a manner of speaking, it wasn't running well. Yeah. It ran, but it needed some work. But the engine was in good shape. The bike only had 6,000 miles on it, so I did not have to rebuild the engine. I did do some work around the engine, but it was mostly cosmetic stuff. Internally, it's fine. So I spent about a year working on it. Most of that time was waiting. I found out that I'm a very poor subcontracts manager because the people that I hired to do the work, like the painting and I had to have a lot of chrome redone. Neither one of them made any of the schedules that they told me they were going to make. But I was very patient because I'd seen their work and I knew that it was worth waiting for. So I waited. Scoured eBay for parts, found a lot of stuff online and so on. And anyway, Easter weekend, got it all back together. So, Ellen, if you will do the honors there with the lights.
Sure, of course she was.
We have to have the appropriate music here.
All right. Remember that?
Wow. God, that's a nice bike.
Nice job, isn't it?
Feel free.
Alright, I'm going for a ride.
Show me one of the nuts or bolts that was scrubbed by the walnuts.
Actually there's quite a lot. Actually, you look at any of the hardware on here, but anything
It's pristine.
Very cool.
That's some really good plastic.
Nice job.
So your subcontractor did
I was saying that